All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping into a skill that is, honestly, a kind of superpower. It's all about bringing crystal clarity to those super confusing situations you run into, whether it's at work or just a project you're trying to get off the ground. We're talking about how to build an effective problem statement.
I mean, you know this feeling, right? You're sitting in a meeting, maybe it's the second or third one about the same issue. Everybody's talking, but nobody's on the same page. The conversation just goes in circles, and you walk out of there feeling totally drained and even further from a solution than when you started. It's just so frustrating.
Well, that feeling of being completely stuck, it almost always boils down to one simple overlooked thing. Your team hasn't actually agreed on what the real problem is. And the key to breaking that gridlock is a really simple but incredibly powerful tool called a problem statement.
Okay, so let's really get into it. To use this tool the right way, we have to be super clear on what a problem statement is, and maybe more importantly, what it isn't. This isn't just a chance to complain, and it's definitely not a brainstorming free-for-all. Nope, it's something way more focused.
Think of it this way. Its whole job is to describe a single issue objectively. That's it. The entire goal is to get everyone in the room nodding their heads, looking at the same what before anyone even dares to think about the how. It's all about creating that shared clarity. And this right here, this is the golden rule. It just cuts right through the noise. You have to be a neutral observer, kind of like a reporter on the scene. You're not there to point fingers or to jump ahead with your brilliant solutions. You're simply stating the facts of the situation. That discipline is exactly what makes this whole thing work. So how do you actually write one? Is there a formula? You bet there is. And luckily, it's not that complicated. Think of it as a simple 6-part recipe that will guide you step by step from total confusion to absolute clarity. Here they are, the 6 ingredients. We're going to start by painting a picture of the ideal. Then we'll state the core problem. After that, we'll list the symptoms, what you can actually see. Then we'll define the scope, outline the consequences, and finally mention any other research. So let's break them down one by one. First things first, you have to paint a picture of success. What does the world look like when everything is working perfectly, when this problem doesn't even exist? By describing this desired state, you're creating a benchmark, a North Star that everyone can look to and agree on. Okay, now that you've got your North Star, you have to contrast it with the gritty reality. What is actually happening right now? This is the spot where you boil it all down and state the one single condition that's stopping you from reaching that ideal situation. You know, problems don't just exist in theory. They have real, tangible effects. So, what are the things that people can actually see or feel or measure that prove this problem is real? Are customer complaints up? Is a key metric trending down? These symptoms, this is your hard evidence.
This step is all about context. You have to help people understand, is this a tiny annoyance or is this a 5-alarm fire? You've got to show them the true scale of the issue. And the absolute best way to do that is with cold, hard, objective details.
And this is exactly why specifics are everything. Sales are down is, okay, whatever. It's vague. It's forgettable. But tour sales have decreased by 8% compared to this time last year. Whoa. Okay, now you've got my attention. Numbers like this give the problem weight. They give it urgency. This is where you connect all the dots for everybody. It's where you answer the big flashing question, so what? What's the cost if we do nothing? Are we losing money? Is a big project on hold? Is team morale in the tank? Spelling out the consequences is what lights a fire under people to actually do something. And finally, it's totally okay. In fact, it's good to admit you don't have all the answers yet. If you're still digging into the data or talking to people, just say so. This shows you're being responsible and that your understanding of the problem might actually get sharper as more information comes in.
All right, enough theory, right? Let's get our hands dirty and see how this blueprint actually works in the real world. We're going to take a jumbled mess of notes from a struggling little tour company and use our framework to turn it into something powerful and clear.
So this is the before picture. It's a classic brain dump. You've got data points, different problems, random observations all mashed together.
It's honestly hard to tell what the main thing is. It's just confusing. But now, watch what happens. The second we start plugging these bits of information into our blueprint, bam, order starts to appear from the chaos. The ideal? Increasing sales. The problem? Customers are delaying travel. The symptom? That 8% drop. See? Suddenly, it's all starting to make sense.
And here's how we tackle size and scope. Instead of just saying it's a tough market, we show it. This chart tells an instant story. Wow, it's not just us. A huge part of the industry is struggling. That context is absolutely essential for making smart decisions.
And here's the gut punch. The consequences. These aren't just abstract ideas. This is the real-world pain. Future plans are frozen, key projects are dead in the water. This is the stuff that makes the problem completely impossible to ignore.
So, there you have it. You've seen the blueprint, and you've seen it turn a confusing mess into a clear plan of attack. So now it's time to think about how you can put this to work. And making clarity your own superpower really starts with one fundamental idea.
If you only remember one thing from all this, please let it be this. A well-defined problem is a problem half solved. I'm telling you, the time and the brain power you spend up front to get this part right will pay you back tenfold. It aligns the team, it focuses your energy, and it is the first real step toward a great solution.
So, I'm going to leave you with a direct challenge. Right now, think about that one project that's stuck. That one meeting that keeps going nowhere. What is it? Now, take these 6 steps and just try to define the problem more clearly. Give it a shot. I bet you'll be surprised at what you come up with.